Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of The Copy Corner with your host, Terry Schilling.
And Dan Marzullo.
And Dan Marzullo. Hello, everybody. Welcome to our little corner of the internet where Dan and I like to share quick, actionable, practical copywriting and content writing tips to help you communicate your message more clearly and more effectively with your audience. Today, a big key of that, too, of communicating to your audience is on social media. It's a big part of your marketing strategy. Dan, at least it should be, because really it's free marketing at the most sense. You can do paid ads, but there's a lot of platforms that you can use to bring brand awareness. And I think a huge part of it, Dan, is the copy part, besides posting all the pretty images and the funny videos and photos.
Oh, yeah, Terry. And I think, we've had conversations before, too. Copy is becoming even more important now, like it used to be in the old days of advertising, because there's so much video and flashy images that you really got to knock out your copy to even stand out. It's not enough to just have a really cool piece of creative anymore. So that's why we're diving into this one today.
Yeah, absolutely. Like you see it on like Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. A lot of times the pictures and videos can draw people in, but it's really that caption copy that keeps their attention and will help really trigger them to take an action. Because copywriting, that's really what it is. It's really to get them to, you have a goal. You have like one goal in mind, to get them to take action. And so we'll share a couple of tips with that, of how to do that. But I think the first thing, Dan, is really just knowing the platform and the audience that you're speaking to. Like Twitter is more quick text because you have the 280 characters. So you could just start with a question. That's it, with like maybe a fun image with a poll. Something like that to really build like retweets and have people reply to that. Instagram is more image based, a lot of that more stylish aesthetic. So that one, you can be a little bit more short and sweet with your copy, but just make sure that the copy complements the image. Like if you're selling a product or if you're walking the streets like next to like a beautiful waterfall, but then you're talking about like a product or your Monday morning routine, for some reason, it just doesn't really make too much sense. So just be mindful of that and complement the image, no matter what platform you're using, but specifically Instagram. And I just want to touch on LinkedIn as well, Dan. I mean, that's more of like the learning platform and from the professional side. So you don't really do too many personal updates of like weekends with your kids or what you ate for dinner or lunch. It's more of just really helping build value to other people you follow there. And there are some character limits involved. But yeah, Dan, what else do you got to touch on?
Yeah, Terry. And so we kind of talked about this one before jumping on here too, as you mentioned, right? Call to action, making sure you're having a call to action and all your posts there, right? I mean, the whole purpose of creating that piece of content, you're probably trying to get them to do something. So make sure you have a strong call to action there. Like you said, being native to the platform is huge, right? And kind of playing off that too, I think one trap that people fall into is they just kind of copy paste the exact same copy for every platform. So, like you said with Twitter, shorten it. Don't just say, cool, we wrote this big, long LinkedIn post. Now we're going to post that on Instagram and everywhere else that we're active, right? Customize it a little bit, because if you have a big audience, you probably have the same followers on every channel. And for them to follow you on every channel, you need to give them something fresh to engage with. If it's just the same thing, they're not going to be drawn to engage with you on all these different platforms. So wherever you are, keep that in mind and make sure that you're producing native content to that channel.
Yeah, absolutely. And a big thing with your social media copy too, I'll add, is to establish a goal for each post. And that's where like planning really comes into play and why it's so effective. Because like Mondays or Tuesdays, you could talk about, personal branding or the branding side of your business. You just want to build awareness. This other one, you want to get, you want conversions. You want people to message you and download your free ebook or sign up for a webinar. And so that you can get creative and you can have a call to action where you can just say, reply with, please send, or I want this, like a couple quick few word replies for people. And then you can send them a personal DM with everything. Or sometimes you can even ask them, send me a DM and I'll give you all the details to get your free ebook. That way you can build conversions. Sometimes maybe you just want to get shares or clicks. So then maybe you share some other, content, or get to take a poll and make sure that people retweet it and get more eyes on it. Once you have a goal in mind for your social media post, then you can get a better idea of what type of copy that you want to write. So if it's building brand awareness, tell a story, right? If it's an offer, use a formula like problem, agitate, solution. Other formulas like that can help with your copy, and of course, keep it short and sweet because people are scrolling constantly, right?
Yeah, no, well said, Terry. I think too, just don't overthink it, right? Keep these tips in mind, but don't get to a point where you're not posting at all because you're like, I don't even know, how should this sound? What should I write?
Yeah, absolutely. It's interesting. Like consistency is a huge part of it. Like pick platforms that you really enjoy being on. You don't always have to be everywhere. But again, if a big part of it's like Instagram and LinkedIn, focus on those two channels. But of course, don't ignore the social media copy. Encourage engagement by, telling them what to do, like the link in bio, like we said, reply, send me a DM. I mean, that's copywriting at its core, is getting them to take action. So that's really just important with your social media caption copy. I think we'll dive into this more in a few more episodes too, Dan. I think there's a lot we can share on, but just kind of want to go into, the basics, and especially like with character limits and like the length of copy. I'd say LinkedIn is more for longer posts, for longer text posts. Instagram and Twitter are obviously more short and sweet, in my opinion. And that's what I've seen work well too.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, long form text-based posts have always seemed to perform well on LinkedIn for sure.
Yeah. But anything else, Dan?
Nah, that's it from my side today, Terry.
All right. Yeah, same for me. I would just say last thing is just to use hashtags and emojis, carefully. I know for Instagram, they recommend like 5 to 10 hashtags, but maybe just pick consistent ones that you do. Like if you're going to use hashtags a lot, do it consistently. And don't overblow it with emojis. Maybe have it in the title, like the headline, first line of copy, to really draw attention, and then keep their attention with, by telling a story and breaking it up. Especially on Instagram, like every sentence, probably press return or enter to really make that flow and easier to read as well. So that's
Absolutely.
the last bit. That's the last bit. But like I said,
I like that.
questions, everybody listening to this, and we can touch on this some more, and we can add some more conversation to social media copy in future episodes. But again, wanted to give you some, basics and things to start, some things that we've had success with and writing for other clients too. But yeah, Dan, appreciate it, man. Any last words as always?
Nah, have a good week, everybody.
Yeah, absolutely, everyone. Thanks for watching another episode of the Copy Corner. Love what you do, proceed with passion, and we will see you on the next episode. Thanks.